Hey everyone, and welcome back to Bridging the Gap. My name is Alvin. I'm an independent who leans right on most issues, and I'll be representing the Republican side.
Hello, I'm Luke. I'm a Democrat who leans left, and I'll be representing the Democratic side. Now, in this video, we'll be recapping the Wyoming and Alaska primary elections from August 16th.
Yeah, so let's start with Wyoming. In this race, there's basically only one important primary in Wyoming, and that's the Republican House primary. Wyoming only has one House district. Liz Cheney, one of the most vocal voices, um, arguably the most vocal Republican voice against Trump recently, faced off against two challenges, but really only one from Hageman. Bouchard really fell off, and Hageman completely destroyed Cheney. It wasn't even close, as you can tell. This margin
Yeah.
is unreal, almost by 40 points, Luke.
Yeah, it was like a 37-point margin. The second largest primary defeat of an incumbent in US history, I heard. Uh Yeah, I mean, if you look at the map here, you could see
Yeah.
Cheney got won two counties which have more liberal areas. Democrats, I believe
Yeah.
Biden won those counties. So I assume that's the effect of moderate Republicans and some Democrats turning out for her. I read a Politico article saying thousands of Democrats switched to the Republican Party, but it looks like Cheney wasn't helped by that at all.
No, this is great. I mean, both of us, I think, overestimated how good Cheney would do. I
Yeah.
thought Cheney would get like 32 to 35%, and she only got
hmm
she got less than 29,
Yeah.
which is
But
unreal.
I mean, something interesting about this though is in Cheney's defeat speech, she essentially swore to continue her fight against Trump and his election lies. And I don't know, she made lots of references to the Civil War and to President Lincoln. I think she referenced that Lincoln lost a bunch of elections before claiming the presidency. So I don't know. I feel like that's a lot of foreshadowing. Maybe she'll
Yeah,
run for president.
very interesting. Although I do think if she does run for president, it would be very irrelevant.
Yeah, I mean,
Anyways, yeah.
okay. Next
Yeah,
race, man. Alaska
let's
governorship.
head to the gubernatorial race for Alaska. You should do this one.
Okay, so in Alaska, essentially it was a jungle primary where the top four candidates move on to the general election. The incumbent Republican governor, Mike Dunleavy, has uh, garnered the most percent of the vote here. He got 42%. Former Governor Bill Walker, 22, and the Democrat Les Gara also got 22%. The fourth place hasn't been picked yet, but it looks like it'll be Charlie Pierce at 7%. Now, what this essentially shows me, these results essentially show me, is Mike Dunleavy, the incumbent Republican governor, does not have the full support required as of right now to to reclaim the governorship. I mean, he didn't reach 50%, which shows that there's a chance that the independent former governor could overcome him in ranked choice voting in the general election. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's very possible. It's also notable that with the mail-in ballots not having reporting, Les Gara could take second in this race, which would effectively hand Dunleavy the win. There's also all these votes down here that look sort of insignificant, but they matter. They're mainly Republicans
Yes.
that get 1%, half a percent. I mean, these two obviously being the most significant, 7% and 4% that will likely head over to Dunleavy. Maybe a bit will go to Walker, but I personally
Yeah.
think Dunleavy's has like a 90% chance to win. I don't. Maybe Walker's like 10%.
Yeah. I think Walker, who's been, I think he's a conservative, but he's also liberal on some issues. He's an independent. He's pro-choice, but harder on the economy, like a Republican would be. So I don't know. I think he can appeal to some of those voters. I think he has a shot. I think Dunleavy's certainly favored, but yeah, I think these results do reflect he has a shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Anyways, we'll head over to the Senate election next, which was also very interesting. In this race, Shibaka was supposed to get the most votes here. I think the betting odds had her like at 95% to get the most votes here. We should actually head there and predict it right now. Let's go to um most votes in Alaska's Senate primary. If you look at the 30-day map here, you saw Shibaka at 92 cents before before the night started. And now obviously she's at 1% since Murkowski is 100% winning this with the mail-in ballots not reporting
Mhm.
that will favor Murkowski. And Murkowski was expected to get maybe 30%, but she got 44.2%, with the Democrats
Yeah.
clearly voting for Murkowski over their own candidate, Pat Chesbro, and all these other people do add up for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a good 10% down here in the
I mean,
gutter.
yeah, these Democrats, like in total garnered like what, 8% of the vote, 9% of
Yeah.
the vote. That's probably a result of them voting for Murkowski, and that those other 9% are most likely going to go to Murkowski in November for ranked choice, for the ranked choice with the
Yeah.
ranked choice voting. So I think Murkowski is favored to win this. I think with the Democratic vote, she can get over 50% and survive Shibaka, the Trump backed challenger against her. Yeah.
Easily. I think Shibaka under 40% here and probably going even lower due to the mail-in ballots coming in just shows that she cannot make up 10% with Democratic votes. She might make 1% with Democratic votes.
Hmm.
Anyways, I think Murkowski is definitely in the driver's seat, and she's probably not going to get unseated unless something crazy happens. I mean, Trump's house got raided. I don't know what's going to happen next. Shibaka technically could win this, but it's probably going to be Murkowski by a good margin.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then
so
the last
finally,
race.
I mean, the House primary happened, but more importantly, the special election
Hmm.
is in. You can
Yeah.
explain this
So in the special election, which is for a house, a seat in the House of Representatives, um, there's a ranked choice voting battle between Mary Peltola, Sarah Palin, and Nick Begich, all vying for this House seat. Sarah Palin's a former governor. Nick Begich is kind of a generic, more moderate Republican, and Mary Peltola is a Democrat who's also an Alaskan native, which we have not seen in Congress as of yet. Yeah, in this race, Peltola is in the first round. Peltola's leading with 38% of the vote. Sarah Palin's in second with 32, and Nick Begich is in third with 29. Now, this is important. Well, this is before mail-in ballots. Well, most of the mail-in ballots have been counted. This is before most of the mail-in ballots have been counted. So Peltola still has a shot to gain more, but before the second round, and in the second round, it looks like Palin and Peltola move on into a 1v1 sort of battle. What do you think about that, Alvin?
Yeah, I think, I mean, not to flex, but my my prediction from our preview video, I said Palin would win by 3.7%. I think we're on track for that to happen. Peltola with the mail-in ballots might hit 40%. And I wouldn't be shocked if she hit 41.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't I can't really see her getting anything really higher than that though. Not that I've done the math with 20% of the ballots outstanding, but Peltola getting more than that would be quite a shocker in the first round. Although we do have Begich's votes. He has about 29% of the vote here. There's also a few percent of write-ins that could go really anywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to disregard that. But Begich here with 29% Peltola needs around 40% of Begich's votes in the second round to win against Palin.
Well, as of right now,
Yeah,
without
as
the
of
mail.
now,
Yeah.
and actually she still loses with 40%. So with the mail-in ballot, maybe she needs 38%. But it's probably more realistic that she gets 30 or so percent. And
Yeah.
that would be in line with my prediction of 3.7% of Palin winning.
This race kind of hinges on how much mail-ins go for Peltola. I heard there's a lot of leftover votes in like the rural western areas of Alaska, which have lots of Alaskan natives, and the southeastern areas with like Juneau. So those areas lean blue. And Alaska is one of those weird states like where the rural areas are more blue and some of the small cities are more Republican, like Fairbanks. So it's a little more confusing in that sense. But yeah, this race hinges on the mail-in votes for Peltola, and also how much of that Begich vote, who looks like he's going to be in third place, splits between Palin and Peltola. Now, I estimate like around 15 to 33% of the Begich vote will go to Peltola. I mean, if it's on the higher end of that, Peltola might have a shot at winning, but if it's on the lower end, then Palin will likely win.
Yeah, I think that's very true. I mean, the betting odds show Peltola winning this race at well, that's second place. Palin at 77% to win and Peltola at 22. I think this is pretty realistic.
Yeah, 22%.
Yeah, I think Palin's definitely in the driver's seat. I think she's ahead in this current scenario. I mean, she outperformed what the polls would said. The poll said she would maybe get 29 or so percent in the first round, and she has 32, which is looking really good for her. Begich is completely out of the race.
But that might go down again with like ranked choice voting. You never know.
Could go down. It could go down, but I think maybe you're overrating the western part just a tad. If you see around half the votes are in these electoral districts, and they have basically no people. I mean, they'll net Peltola over Begich and Palin like what? She's getting like half the votes in these districts, so it'll net her like a few hundred per district, which isn't really impressive to me. She'll maybe get like up to 40%, like I said, and probably lose in the second round. So yeah. There are going to be updates on August 23rd, August 26th, and on August 31st. They will be
that's when more mail-ins will come in. Yeah,
and on August 31st, they'll be doing ranked choice voting, and we'll finally see the winner probably very early September, right? September 1st or so.
Yeah, I believe around September.
What's your prediction now? Now that we have this,
my prediction now, I don't know. I think I'm not really sure. I think Palin will probably win. By how much? I would say 3 to 6%. 3 to 6% lead from Palin. I think we'll see in the end here.
Okay,
what do you think?
I mean, I'm standing by my prediction, 3.7%. I mean, it's probably more like 5 at this point, but you know, I've got to stick with it, right? I have if I hold true and it's right, then I'm just a genius. So
yeah, you said like 3.7%
exactly
lead for Palin.
3.7 in
exactly
the second round.
3.7.
Yeah, I said
okay.
3.7.
We'll see.
We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Like this video, comment down below, subscribe.
Yeah, and share with your friends.
Yep, share with your friends and family. All right. Thanks
See ya.
for watching.